Good morning and you're welcome to your Shiny Supreme radio station, Diamond 88.7 FM. It's time for the show Editors and Out where seasoned journalists and editors converge to discuss headlines that raise eyebrows and steer national conversation. Today we're going to be discussing the resolution still on security, discussing the resolutions from the meeting of the Northern State governors and also the traditional rulers. Also, we dive into the resignation and nomination of the new defense minister by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the current state situation of Governor Ademola Adeleke in Osun State, including that of the PDP, looking at the recent events that happened within the party and also within the state ahead of the 2026 gubernatorial election in Osun State. If you're just joining us, again, it's Editors and Gouts, and my name is Adeyemi Adewale, your host on the show. I'm joined on the show this morning by regular colleagues and journalists who have joined me in the studio. The general manager of Diamond FM, Mr. Michael Abiodun Lanriwaju, Mr. Abiodun Akiwumi, the news editor also on Diamond FM. Also have with me Alhaji Akinlulu Abayomi. He's an editor of Orange Magazine, and also Mr. Abayomi Adeniji, a retired journalist from Kwara State Television. Good morning, dear colleagues. Let's start with Jen Mao. Good morning, and it's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning to our listeners all over the world.
Good morning, Mr. Abiodun.
Good morning to you, dear command, and to all our listeners.
Mr. Abayomi, good morning.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here.
Alhaji Abayomi.
Good morning, the anchor man. Listener at home, good morning.
So, if you're just joining these editors and Gouts again, but don't forget you can listen to this program irrespective of your location by logging on to any of Diamond FM's online platform via www.diamondfm.net or at Diamond 887 FM on X, formerly called Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And let's get into the conversation. On Monday, we have a meeting between northern governors and traditional rulers, and they come up with, I think, about 3 or 4 resolutions, but 7 items listed in total, among it commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other things that were expected. But we pick the highlights of some of the meetings that is going to steer our own conversation on the show this morning. Now, quickly, let's get into some of the highlights. One top of that list, which the northern governors, according to that meeting, highlight that is the major cause of insecurity in the north. They have talked about the mining activities going around the 19 northern states, and they have called for the suspension, 6-month suspension of the mining activities in the state. And also, the northern governors, in their resolution that is in a communique after the joint meeting between the Northern State Governors Forum and also their traditional ruler council, the meeting held in Ibrahim House in Kaduna, they also talk about selecting trust fund, about 1 billion trust fund being selected, and they say that 1 billion trust fund will be deducted from the source, and I think it's going to be monthly. So that seems to be like the highlight of their resolution. So if you're looking at states that comprises the Northern Governors Forum, there are 19 states in total, which Kwara State is part of those states. States from the North Central region, Northwest, and the Northeast: Kwara, Niger, Kogi, Abuja, Kaduna, Plateau, Benue, Taraba. You know, every state like that, you get the likes of Benue, Adamawa, Sokoto, Kebbi, Kaduna, Kano, the 19 northern states. So these are the resolution. We had the resolution of the certain governors. They also call for the creation of the state police. Also, the northern governors are also calling for the establishment of the state police. We've also had the executive arm of government that have also called on the National Assembly to ensure that state police has been passed into law. But let's get into the conversation of this resolution of the Northern Governors Forum, because this is another twist in terms of our fight against insecurity. May I also remind you that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I think sometime last week, has also declared state of emergency in the fight against insecurity. Like I said earlier, the Southern Governors Forum have also had their own meeting. Now we are having commitment from the Northern Governors Forum. Let's get your assessment. Let's start with Mao. What's your assessment about the resolution from the Northern Governors Forum?
So far, so good. It shows that majority of the representatives, either south or north, have agreed on the need for a state police. State police is a much more a unanimous decision across board in the country as of today, as a result of the present security menace pervading over most parts of the country, Nigeria. So therefore, it's now incumbent on the lawmakers as well as the presidency to work out measures by which we will have a state police that will be an architect towards curbing this insecurity at the grassroots level.
Mr. Biodu, let me bring you in. Let's look at this briefly. By the way, this state police issue, we've talked about it for quite a number of times, and we have different hindrances to it. We've heard reports of different hindrances. Some have said the executive, some have said the state governors, some have said the lawmakers. But looking at where we are right now, where we have the southern and the northern governors unanimously calling for the establishment of the state police, the executive have also sent a notice to the lawmakers that the establishment of state police seems to be paramount. Then, if it seems like everybody is unanimous, because from the way they are speaking, it seems that it's not now that they decided to be unanimous. I guess they just started talking right now. If you look at they've been unanimous, at least for the past 2 years, that have been clamoring for this state police, why haven't you had that pass into law and fuel subsidy was removed in a day?
Well, I think it has to do with with the governors, as far as I'm concerned, because when the late governor from those states, Rotimi Akeredolu, championed the cause of Amotekun in the previous administration, it was all these northern governors that go against it. But I thank God that those people, they stood their ground. Even the former president Buhari stood against it too, and they said that they should not be giving them sophisticated arms. But whether we like it or not, it has its own challenges too. But nobody will say that the of Amotekun to Southwest did not increase the security of the Southwestern state. Increase the security of the Southwestern state, and it has did a lot of results. Before that time, we used a lot of kidnapping in the South, which has reduced to the BRS minimum. So now, if the northern governors are now coming now and say they want to do it, well, it's not too late. But I will advise them to make sure that they do it fast, because as they say in Yoruba, you know, the jodo rikoko by. So is the decision now they serve a very urgent and fire brigade approach. This issue of doing a meeting today, agree and not do anything about it, is what I don't like. You have agreed unanimously, and then all emotions will set now. So but what the way they did in Southwest is they had a meeting and they now they draft a law, all of a sudden send it to their legislatures and they approve it, and they have a modalities for it. So it was a uniform something, and I will advise if they are going to do something like that in the north, it should be a uniform something. That okay, all of us are unanimous, this the modality, because as I said, there have been a lot of debate about how it should be, but at least Southwest has set the pace for us, the way they do their own. Even if not copy everything, at least let it be united, that so that it not be a week that quite have its own modalities, but at least it will work and it will reduce the security. So it's not too late, but we advise them to be fast about it so that this issue will be reduce.
Alhaji, let me bring you the question I asked him is, why does it feel as if we're getting state police now? What is the hindrance to it in the past? And he mentioned the governors, and in his explanation he emphasized on the northern governors. You also are you also leaning towards him that the northern governors, directly or indirectly, have been the hindrance to the creation of state police, at least for the past 2-3 years that we've been having this conversation, for it to help us fight against our insecurity?
Thank you, the anchorman. During the First Republic, we have a decentralized policing, and the calls for a decentralized policing actually, began when people were feeling were beginning to see the signs that there was that need for people who understand the terrain, to be in charge of activities in respect of responsibilities and law enforcement responsibilities. And if you where I would disagree with Mr. Akiwumi is the fact that it wasn't really that the northern governors were against it like that. You see, there is this unspoken rivalry between ethnic groups in this country. And if you recall, the ethnic group that championed, it wasn't even an ethnic group. In Yoruba land, we have the progressives and we have the people who call them. So it wasn't that all Yoruba people are progressives, AG, from AG to UPN to ACS and the present APC. So, but then, who were the people championing it? The people who call themselves progressives. And that time, we had the federal government being controlled by people who call them. And because it was, from the onset, it was championed by the progressives in the southwest. Definitely the northerners will feel they will be hesitative in supporting such an idea because of where it is coming from. So it wasn't even only northerners, even the southeast people, because it was an agenda promoted and championed by the progressives in the southwest. So it wasn't the southwest, the entire southwest. I'm trying to make that clarification. It wasn't the entire southwest, but the progressives in the southwest. The AD, UPN, others, it actually began with the AD, the Baba Desanya, and that was after the precisely after the annulment of June 12 and the subsequent political crisis. But the issue is this: the decentralization of policing is long overdue. Yes. What were the fears? Okay, so the governors may abuse the opportunity given to them. The local government may abuse, because normally it's supposed to be, there is supposed to be a law enforcement arrangement at a neighborhood level. That is it, because somebody in this area now, we know ourselves. People, for example, let's assume the Ahmad FM is an estate. People are living in a residential area. Being a residential place, we know ourselves. So we are supposed to have our own law enforcement authority, law enforcement agency that will know how to handle things and effectively ensure security management.
Alaji, let's quickly go on this quick commercial break. We'll come back from the commercial break and we'll continue our conversation.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Welcome back from the commercial break. It's still editors on Garton Diamond 88.7 FM, where we are looking at the insecurity issues in the state, but in particularly focusing on the resolution from the meeting of the 1916 governors. And here we are talking about one of their resolutions where they have passed the establishment of creation of state police. They have endorsed it from their own angle, just like the southern governors have endorsed it. And now we are trying to look back into memory lanes, trying to look at why we are still, what happened, why do we have challenges in terms of creating of the state police, despite the fact that we're getting to know all the people who should be deciding it are getting are now accepting. Alaji, quickly, let me allow you end your thought before we went to that quick commercial break. You were trying to make something.
Yes, the decentralization of policing is important. It is necessary, and I'm actually totally in support of it. Whatever the fears, whatever the possible fears that we may have, once we strengthen the institution, whatever whoever is trying to abuse it, we have the judiciary that will call such a person, that will caution or put such a person to check.
Let me quickly bring in Mr. Bayomi into this. Some of the fears that he spoke about are governors trying to use them probably for some political, to their own political advantage. And he also spoke about the judiciary, which could be the next organization or the next institution that we could run to, probably if every of these things happen. But what we have seen from our judiciary, are they strong enough if we have this problem after creating state police?
Let me say categorically that as far as the judiciary is concerned, I as an individual have full confidence in the judiciary of Nigeria. We are not where we want to be.
Full confidence, not just because we're on radio.
No, not just because we're on radio. The
Okay.
Nigerian judiciary. You see,
Is that due to the antecedent of what they have done?
just wait now. Aregbesola, Fayemi, they came to office through the judiciary when a gargantuan, powerfully able party was in power at the federal level. But the Nigerian judiciary, against all odds,
But some people will
Wait
say,
now.
no, wait.
Okay,
some people will say
yes,
that was then when we don't seem to have an authoritarian as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
First, I think that you are going too far. What is authoritarian? You can only say authoritarian when the constitution has been breached or flouted. How every individual exercises his power differs. If you study public policy, they will tell you there is something called idiosyncrasy. It is a component of public policy. I don't know what you mean by authoritarian.
No, because now you're talking about the what's it called, the constitution.
Yes.
Some of them who have this thought and saying also Peter Obi is a product of the judiciary, but that was back in then, like I said, where their argument is the fact that the government allow institutions to perform its
So are
duty.
you saying that this federal government is not allowing?
That's their argument. That's not mine, but that's their argument because they make sample
see,
to what happened in Rivers State to say
What happened in the River State was perfectly constitutional. If they disagree with it, let them go to court. The constitution permits the president to declare a state of emergency
and sack a governor.
Yes, and subsequently inform the National Assembly. The constitution is clear about it. If anybody is not happy, let that person go to court. You see, and has it not happened before? Even you are saying in the past, in that same era, that the ACN then I think was able to get power through the judiciary. That same power removed the governor, Fayose
Dariye.
and Dariye, and in both cases they appointed retired soldiers as administrators. So to say that, I think they are taking it too far. You see, whether we like it or not, this is 2025 December, not May 2023. Anything that may have happened then is gone, is history. Again, so coming back to it, I do not believe that anybody who has appealed to the judicial process would say that in fairness, well, we are all Nigerians, you know. I don't believe that anybody, look at the man who ordered the slaughter of
So let's come back.
Wait, no, I have to say this because you say authoritarian, the one that ordered
Not
the
me.
killing of civilian in
No.
Odi.
Let's get this clearly.
Okay,
Now, this is not my opinion. Questions I ask here are not my own opinion.
okay.
My job
No.
my job is to sample the opinion of parties and everybody involved and what
Okay.
they are saying, and obviously that's our responsibility
Well,
as a media
the way it
organization.
sounded, you know, because you just said the government is authoritarian.
I said the argument. I started with the argument of those people.
Okay. So there are some people who feel this government is authoritarian. But coming back to the judiciary, yes, I believe the Nigerian judiciary has the resilience to withstand the challenges of our democratization
And we should go ahead with the
process.
state police.
I have not said that.
Okay, now I'm asking.
Thank you very much. You see, the state police thing, it's a good idea.
Okay.
It's a very good idea, but it should be an evolutionary process. I like the way the Amotekun has started in the southwest. And like Mr. Abiodun said, these same northern governors, they harangued Akelolu, Akeredolu, sorry. Akeredolu, because Akeredolu was the champion of having a regional security arrangement. And like Alhaji said, the Development Alliance of Western Nigeria document, which while I think it is an Afenifere product, the fact of the matter is that the Dema people have not found fault with it in fundamental terms. Because apart from police, it even talks about a regional railway, it talks about a regional oil and gas pipeline and things like that. You see, the northern governors must ask themselves what is the meaning of sincerity in governance. That is what the question the northern governors must ask themselves.
Now we're still on the issue of the state police. I would love, because there's a lot of the resolution we need to really touch. Mao, you want to add something before we leave this issue of state
concerning the
police?
issue of security I talk about the southwest. Even this development commission, they are working on repairing the railway that cut across southwest now. So the regional issue is on the forefront now. Last week the Southwest Integration Commission, they have a meeting with the Nigeria Railway Corporation. So the one that move from Eromo to Iwo, Oshogbo, Ofa, they are repairing it now. Very soon, those old railway gauge in Southwest is working now, and they will do another one. So that's talking about the regional integration that Tinubu is talking about.
You want to add something now?
Yes, you find out that this issue of state police was not only the major issues that were arrived on.
Yes, we're picking
it.
it.
Yes, but even their resolution is an affirmation of the issue we have always talked about here on this issue of illegal mining.
Which is where I'm going to.
You get the point there.
I didn't
we
know
often say it on this program that illegal mining is even fueling this insecurity so much, and this has always been so persistent. So definitely it means that the federal government must do something on this illegal mining.
Do we also share that sentiment that illegal mining fuels insecurity, especially in the north?
Definitely. Okay.
Alhaji,
Well,
you gave me a different look.
no. Actually, I'm in support of that opinion because illegal mining activities have actually helped or supported or promoted proliferation of illegal weapons, and indirectly it also serves as an avenue and a platform to provide funds, indirect way of providing funds for people. Somebody who is having an illegal weapon and you're also providing him or her money, and once the money finishes, he or she will look for something or an avenue to get another money. And once you have that, somebody who is in control of AK-47, he feels on top of the world. When he sees somebody driving a luxurious car, he says, "Oh, I like pull over, bring your money," because he or she already has that
in the instrument. So, Mr. Aki, you want to ask something?
Well, I believe that it's not even only Nigeria. Whenever there is issue of mining, it's always come with insecurity. That's why it was a thing of sadness to me that we allow things like this to happen in Nigeria.
Now,
because it has not happened before. But we have the history of what happened in Syria alone, even Congo. Up to now, the first and second Congo war is has to do with the issue of illegal mining, even the current crisis that they have in now. So it was a pity that we allow something like that to influence in some part of the north. So and I believe it's not too late to wake up now. So if they ban it supposed for like 6 months and see the way it goes, but after suspending it now, how are you going to stop it for primary solution to all these crises?
Now, I know we've all almost unanimously been calling for this and support illegal mining being the reason. And for the northern governor, they highlighted it as the major cause, the major reason for the insecurity. Someone differs. A northern security expert, Dr. Sani Abdullah, who stays in Kaduna, speaking this week just after the resolution. Let's hear from him and why he thinks that illegal mining is not the major reason for insecurity in the north.
I disagree with the governors on saying that mining is the major contributory factor of insecurity in the northern region. Why? Because most of these mining sites were licensed, but the mining site taken by illegal miner and artisanal miner, the government should do everything humanly possible to find a way to expunge or to get these people apprehended. So the illegal mining may be one of the contributing factors, but may not be the major contributing factor. The major contributing factor of this insecurity is poverty, lack of education, illiteracy, porosity of the border, proliferation of smaller and lighter arms, and drug abuse, and bad governance and corruption.
That's from him. He thinks it's not illegal mining. He thinks it's poverty, it's the poor economy that we have, lack of education in the north, and every other thing he mentioned. Do we disagree with him that illegal mining is not the
I disagree with him because
agree
when
or
you
disagree?
Disagree because when you are talking of a consultative reason, they have to be intertwined. They link each other, and you find out that because of the fact that a lot of people involved in illegal mining are also involved in bringing in ammunition that has led to proliferation. So all these things are promoting. You find out that, let me give you an example.
Okay.
It started somewhere around Ilesha some times ago, but because of the sophistication of the southwest,
the Kwara own or the Osun own?
no, the Osun,
Okay.
because of the sophistication of the people around Ilesha on the gold mine, they were able to check it. But in the case of Zamfara, they were so much relaxed that illegal miners has taken over most part of Zamfara, turning Zamfara state into headquarters of banditry in Nigeria.
Mr. Bayomi.
Well, you see, when a big disease fall you down, a small one will climb. The real issue is bad governance and corruption. That's why I say the northern governors should ask themselves how much of the fixed 56 billion they have allegedly collected as security in the last 20 months. How have they spent it? Let them, between them and their God. I think so. I believe, that Dr. Sani listed so many things, that illegal mining is one of them. Yes, but he ended with bad governance and corruption.
And you think that's the major, not mining?
You see,
because the governors highlighted it as the major.
I would see bad governance and corruption as the fundamental. I don't want to use the word major. It is the ipile, the labaisu of this thing is bad governance and corruption.
We need to quickly go on this quick commercial break. Anybody with anything to add?
I agree with him.
With who?
With Dr. Sani. All he said, all his assertions, I agree with them. Because, number one, when you are talking about causative factors, somebody may not agree with you when you say one is major, one is minor. But porous border, bad governance are far more seen as causative factors than illegal mining activities.
Let's go on this quick commercial break. We'll come back from the commercial break. We throw the phone line open 0913-655-6952. That's the number to call. 0913-655-6952. You can also send messages on WhatsApp 0913-655-6864. 0913-655-6864. Quick commercial break. We'll be back.
Ìbá ṣe jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù àtàdìdì kódà àsáró tàbí spaghetti ṣe oúnjẹ tó ta wọ́n yọ pẹ̀lú pẹ́pẹ́ tẹ̀rà.
Pẹ́pẹ́ tẹ̀rà.
Welcome back from that commercial break. You're still listening to Editors Hangout on Diamond 88.7 FM, and we are still looking at the issue of insecurity, looking at the resolution of the northern governors and the northern traditional rulers, and also deliberating on some of their resolution. We've looked at the fact that they've deliberated and also passed a confidence for the establishment of state police, and also part of the resolution is when they talk about saying the illegal mining is a major cause of insecurity within the northern state. Well, some of the panelists have agreed and disagreed because Dr. Sunny Abdullahi, aka Kaduna security expert, he disagreed. He thinks that poverty, corruption, bad governance are the major cause of insecurity. Now, illegal mining could just be one of it. But that's his own opinion. The panelists are also divided in their opinion. We'd love to hear your own thought. 0913 655 6952. 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. 0913 655 6864. You can also join us live on YouTube at Diamond 887 FM. At Diamond 887 FM. Let's go to taking calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, this is Nico.
Good morning, Mr. Rutimi from
Let
Moro.
me answer you quickly.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening in the northern is something that, I hope their eyes is now open and they will do the right thing now. Just like one of your analysts have said, in Western region, when we call it Western region, we always love protection. We have different kind of protection agencies like Koya and Bekoya. All those names. We don't like all these things. But these people now, I think they are now realizing what is happening. If they can develop themselves in this sector, it's very good. But let me tell you, some of them have been really enjoying what we call the bandits, kidnapper agreement. When you start, there is their problem. Some of them are so perfect in it. Having a deal with it. So that is their problem. You can remember all these ex-governors who are involved in it and negotiating. That is their problem. And they are enjoying it. Now everything has come out and exposed. Now they are not want to change. I pray that God Almighty will speak to their heart and compromise and which is what is Amateur in the southwest asking for. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. God bless you too. Number to call still remains the same. 0913 655 6952. 0913 655 6952. WhatsApp is 0913 655 6864. Like I said earlier, you can join us on Facebook at Diamond FM. Let's take one or two messages here. This one says state police is a necessity. Governor, as his chief security officer of his state, should have state police. Said a governor with a billion of naira security votes lamenting that insecurity is unacceptable. State governors should deploy security drones to preempt insecurity so as to stem insecurity real time. There should be parity of responsibility and authority. State police should give governors more control over security matters, allowing them to respond swiftly to local challenges. That's from Kolade Ayinde from Asadam. Thank you very much, Kolade Ayinde, for your message. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
And good morning to the panelists. This is Officer Matthew calling from Ilorin.
Good morning to you, Officer Matthew.
You know, all these things that is happening is a long-time neglect from the northern elite, the northern leaders, the northern emirs. Yes, it's just coming out now, but it has been there for long. I just have to agree with Dr. Sonny with what all he said. Illegal mining is just minute of the problem. Corruption and bad governance is the major and fundamental problem of the northerners in this country of ours. Yes, you just have to speak the truth to ourselves. You know, let's look at Lori here we are now. You will see them, they are staying among the people and they are not sending their children to school. You see, it's feasible for all of us to see. You will see them in the morning, at least if you live that your remote places and you are now in the town, send your children to school here, but they will never send their children to school. So it's a welcome idea. They've all come together now. It's both the leaders and the emirs. It's now these boys, because these boys are their boys. Yes, and the political will must be there from our leaders to tackle this banditry and terrorism we are talking of.
Thank you very much.
They cannot be bigger than the community.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. 0913-655-6952. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. We have two issues to discuss on the show today. Let me take one call before we switch to the next issue. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm Joseph from Ilorin.
Joseph from Ilorin. Good morning to you, Joseph.
Yes. This issue of mining at Zamfara. You could recall that the Buhari regime asked all foreigners to register at the immigration office. If you could remember that exercise. And it's because of these criminals, bandits and all that, kidnappers, that thing was able to take place. Yes. So, and up to now, that thing has not ceased. So it was because of this mining that people are saying, no, it's not mining. It started in the Zamfara state. Yes, that was the reason why Buhari government says they should be able to, all foreigners all over Nigeria, to register under immigration office. And they did. And yet the problem has not, it's over. It just continues. So I pray that the Lord will be able to intervene in this crisis.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's get quickly into our second conversation on the show. And let's talk about what is happening right now in Osun State. It's been a bit of back and forth. The governor of the state, yesterday we got a report of his resignation from the PDP. PDP also, earlier also told us that Mr. Adebayo Adedamola won their primary election, and he will be their gubernatorial candidate ahead of the election in 2026. Just before coming on the show, the acting PDP chairman of the Oyo State Governor Makinde-led faction, in person of Kabiru Turaki, he has also come out that they have not received the resignation letter from the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke. But let's start our conversation from here, Mr. Biodun. Governor Ademola Adeleke right now seems to be like a floating politician, a floating governor. Because as it stands, we go into 2026 election, or not that December 13 is without a political party, it means he cannot contest in the next election in 2026. Will he get a party? And which party will the governor run under in 2026? Because we are getting reports he has ambition to go again as a governor.
Definitely. Do you ever see a governor in Nigeria that just go on water and say not good for another time? But with
one had previously said you only repeat classes.
Hey boy, you eventually go for second time.
Hey boy, at least he said that.
So, and I think with what I'm hearing from Osun State, like a few minutes ago, it's like he's going to Accord Party. But he's yet to be official. But I think it's a.
You think he will get a party before December?
Definitely, you get a party. You go a governor of a state. That's an incumbent, definitely. But the irony of what I'm hearing is that all the legislature are they going to follow him to the new party? So that's another angle to it. But I think the dynamics of politics in Osun is making it difficult for Governor Adeleke to get a party. I think initially he wanted to move to APC, but it's like he has a lot of enemies in that party. Those that are friends before, political enemies.
Are there enemies he created himself?
Well, so no matter. And I think, my opinion, I think one of the issues that affect this crisis is even not able to manage the crisis in the PDP, even in Osun, not even at the federal level, because you are a sitting governor. 2 of your senators are already come to APC, and you are still in PDP. So presently now, even as he was a PDP, he has just one.
So even senator. The PDP in Osun has their own problem.
Definitely, that's our problem. So he was not able to manage the party very well. And the funnest part is even the new candidate of PDP. The last time we had a battle was during the issue of with Bola and of Chibola Ige. So and it was off from nowhere. He had an it as the candidates. And I think the price of PDP where I believe it will not. I pray it will not be the end of that party, because from nowhere yesterday they have primaries. I was like, even the chairman of the party in the state, Sunday BC, on Monday said they will postpone the party primaries. So it was like now they have two parallel PDP in Osun State now. But what about the governor? I believe he will get the party
before I go in,
before the deadline, that December 13th deadline.
I want us to, before we delve into the PDP issue, because the same PDP issue, the more you keep delving into it, the more it keeps getting deeper. Let's talk about Governor Ademola Adeleke Alhaji. What are his chances? Because right now, as it seems like, the political reign in Osun State seems to be divided. Do not let us forget we have a former governor who is right now in the ADC who are trying to build themselves. We have the APC too, who are held bent on winning back the states and are also ruling the federal level. And now we have a governor whose house is not in order. Like Mr. Akin just said, we don't know the fate of his lawmakers. Some of his senators are with the PDP, are with the APC assistants. So it seems right now that he's just a man with only his political structure. What are his fates ahead of the 2026 gubernatorial election? You think he would lose that election?
Thank you, the Alcoman. I will first make clarifications. The structure that produced Governor Ademola Adeleke as governor is still very much intact. And yes, some people have left for APC, but the structure is still very much intact. And the members of House of Assembly who are members of PDP are still members of PDP. And the governor will move to another party. The most important thing, what they are after, is to ensure that he wins re-election.
No, Alhaji, let's get some clarification.
They are still
I also said his political structure are with him. I never said he lost his political structure.
People are
now what you're saying right now is he's going to go to, let's say, accord, just like he said, not confirmed. His lawmakers remain in PDP. So the lawmakers will work against the PDP.
Yeah, of course. That is why I said I want to make clarification. And I started by saying people will be, based on what I have observed, people will move in batches.
The lawmakers.
So the fact, yes, we are as in his group, I mean his structure, the lawmakers that are still with him. And what happened was because while he was trying to defect to APC, he started it. He was trying to defect to APC. ADC is a no-go area because he doesn't want to appear to be friendly with a political enemy of the president. So he wanted to join APC. Then there was a hindrance. While doing that, the two senators were already making their own arrangements too and consultations, and they left. Three House of Reps members also left. Adile Shoro, Oke, and one other.
So what we are saying right now, those people too, when it comes to the next gubernatorial election, they will work for him to.
No. I mean those who are still in PDP.
Okay.
And I was not. Let me now go to the primary that was held yesterday. The primary that was held yesterday was, let me say, it wasn't really by. Let me put it. I'm trying to choose my word because it's somehow controversial. The zonal youth leader, Southwest, it's from Osun State, and definitely when the governor left, and the governor leaving, people may not have heard this. I'm saying it as a journalist based on the information I got. You know, the Makinde faction, which produced Turaki as chairman, they had planned to organize that primary, and the delegates that will vote are not members of PDP that are loyal to the governor. Apparently, they may, based on the information I got, based on the delegates said, some of them are even from other states. And to avoid that embarrassment, because no delegate conference was held. You know, there was supposed to be a delegate congress before the primary.
Looking at all these things, like I said, I don't want us to go to the PDP first. PDP is always like a bigger a bigger issue on it. So we'll come back because there's no, we'll not discuss it. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to the party itself. But looking at the man in question, who has a lot to lose ahead of that election, you still believe or you're still confident, despite all the house being broken, because almost even from your explanation, it seems like the house is shattered.
Yes.
The house is shattered.
Yeah.
And you still believe you can bring up the house and go into the election and retain the seat of the governor in 2026.
Well, thank God I'm not secretary to God. So God knows who will win. But we have we have instances and we have precedents. We had Segun Mimiko, who left PDP for Labour Party, and he won. We had Ifeanyi Uba, who contested in 2019. He won as a senator, even won the election in 2023. And we have had instances too where governors left and lost. We have Malakachala, who left in 2003. He left AMPP for AD. He lost. So what I'm saying is this: they didn't even allow that man to even get the nomination. But people who even they moved to other parties and they lost. But in this case, yes, if I'm to assess him, I would say with the challenges, his chances. As a political pundit, I'm not saying it may be wrong. So he may get like
40% of the vote. Even the president didn't get 50% of the vote, and it was the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let me bring in Mr. Baimi in this. Let's talk about the PDP themselves. The primary that brought in the gubernatorial candidates, their gubernatorial candidate, Adebayo Adedamola, aka Frayo. The election that brought him in, the primary election, would INEC recognize it?
First of all, let me say that I believe that Adeleke will come back as governor, whether as Alakano or as anything. Ademola Adeleke, I believe, will come back. That's one. Now, and his leaving the PDP is only to be expected. We know that INEC was at that primary. But you see, this is the same INEC that refused to attend the convention that created the leaders that are organizing this primary. So, and don't forget that the judiciary is there. So, ultimately, people will go to court.
Sure.
And the validity of this primary will be challenged. How the court will resolve it, we don't know. But remember, somebody got to Government House, Celeste Omehia in Rivers State, through a particular election, and that election was deemed inappropriate, and the candidate that was the winner of the primary
was declared the winner. In
Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, I think he was number 3.
Number 4.
And the court, in its wisdom, that's why I say I have confidence in the judiciary. A lot of us will be looking at East. They will just come from the north, and they will see it correct, and it will enter authority. So anyway, the PDP is challenged because the likes of Suleiman, I don't think they are with this Turaki. Bukola Saraki is not with Turaki. So that means that
Wike can never be with him. That's clearly stated.
But you see, that means that in real terms, there are about 3 components of the PDP. The Anyawu group, that is the
Wike group.
I don't want to say Wike group.
No, let's use it. That's the most popular.
The
Wike
faction.
The Makinde faction.
The Makinde faction, which appear to be in charge.
And the Namido faction.
And the neutrals.
Then those who are
neutrals,
who don't want to say.
The Alarinos.
To say somebody is neutral in politics, I think it's one kind.
The Alarinos.
The middlemen.
Those groups.
The Reconciliation Committee. Who didn't support any faction.
And their old Wabara, old man. I think he's just there. Shemi Jeje. You know, so we have all those things. So Adeleke is having challenges.
Amidst on this mess,
Yes.
unfortunately, some have also dragged the presidency into it. They feel he can end all this.
How can he end this? No, they are
not
not
his
being
party.
realistic. Look, you see, we are still coming back to that thing. It has got to a stage that if I don't have transport money to come to Diamond FM, it is Tinubu.
It decides the economy. It could be the reason for that.
Well, that is assumption. So you get, all of us have 24 hours in one day and 7 days in a week. Alhaji Yomi is managing his own better than me at the economic level. It's just a fact of life. So develop a better way of handling issues. So I understand Adeleke's logic. It's very clear. So what they need is a backup party. Will that party be Accord? Will it be Okere? Will it be what? We don't know. So I think he has done the right thing.
And you think it's like some say is not the problem, is not the president should not intervene in this, because those that have
anybody saying that
their
is being
arguments have
childish. that is childish.
The arguments have been the argument that, Mr. Barami, the argument have been that he is allowing this stand because he wants the APC to get Osun State, and that's a stronger hold for him ahead of 2027 election, because he lost Osun State in 2023.
Whether you see, for anybody to say the president should pretend or not intervene or something, I think that's childish. Whether we like it or not, the president is one of the greatest stakeholders in Osun as an individual. That is one matter. Now, and as a politician, when Adeleke was contesting election, Bukola Saraki went to join him now. What is his business in Osun? But he's a politician. So anywhere where there's a vested interest, I think a politician will show interest.
0913-655
is now another thing.
0913-655-6952. 0913-655-6952. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. 0913-655-6864. Hello, good morning.
I wish Adeleke a safety journey in his political career. Because what I'm telling you now, Adeleke, to me, I want to tell you something. Suleiman love Adeleke. He supported him from the genesis. So why he back up for him, I don't know why. And you know, that is the problem. And what people are telling about him, that may come true. He does too much. It's not, so maybe that is the problem. When he goes to Accord, who's Accord? Who knows him? Who he knows about in Accord? That's why I wish him the best of luck.
Thank you very much. He wishes Governor Ademola Adeleke the best of luck. Good morning to you in the house. Listen to you keenly. Listened to you keenly and heard our guest talking state of emergency and sacking of the sitting governor. I heard him saying that anyone that is not pleased should go to court. Sir, that is not true. In the case of anyone who is not can go to court, court will rule on local standing of challenging decision. Secondly, PDP governors went to Supreme Court and court refused to rule until the 6 years expired. 6 months, expired. Also, Northern governors didn't fight Akeredolu on establishment of Amotekun. It was Ministry of Justice that had problem with the nomenclature of Southwest Security Outfit and the mode of operation. Also, the state governor should go to their various House of Assembly for legal backing. From Abdulwahid Okoba. Thank you very much, Abdulwahid Okoba, for your message. There is no viable political party in Nigeria. Political parties can only subsist without access to our commonwealth. Our politicians are self-serving. That's his own opinion. Koladia Inde from Asadam sharing his opinion. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Bamidele Gift. I'm calling from Ofa.
Bamidele Gift from Ofa. Good morning to you.
On Osun election, the judgment of a Supreme Court on local government issue, which is coming up on Friday, I'm breaking that this week. Friday, we determine the election.
Can you come again?
the judgment of Supreme Court on the local government issue in Osun.
Okay.
We decide where the election will go to. Anybody is saying that Admola structure is intact may not be right. He worked with former Governor Bisola, who is now in ADC, and he wants to nominate a governorship candidate too. Then on the issue of insecurity, I'm surprised that of a northern state governors and traditional rulers is enjoying more publicity than that of Southwest, where it was agreed that they will have one control room where all any insecurity in any of the states will be swiftly dealt with by all the states at the same time. I think that is better. And already the Oyo State governor has a jet for that type of issue. On PDP something, Mark-a-day faction, where only 16 state delegates attended that convention and not supervised by INEC cannot stand. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. God bless you too. Thank you very much for sharing your opinion with us on your Shiny Supreme Radio Station Diamond 88.7 FM. Thank you to my colleagues for joining me this morning. Also, a very big thank you to producer of Editor Zingout and Diamond 88.7 FM, Mr. Mikey Abiodun Lariwaju, the general manager Maho. He's been doing a good job in picking topics and also getting us shaping our conversation on the show. My name is Adeyemi Adewale. Have a lovely morning. Goodbye.